Today, I'm going to build a replacement for this cheap storage drawer system. The shelves fall out way too easily, and they are very flimsy and cheap. This is probably going to be a two-part video. This one will just be the shelf, and part two will be the trays. I like trays instead of drawers because I can move them around where I need the tools. I also don't want to buy or deal with drawer slides. Win-win in my book. I'm going to use 3/4 inch plywood for the frame and probably 1/2 inch plywood for the shelves. I'd like the shelves to be removable as well. That way I could have some flexibility for what goes in them. Before I cut this piece into 3, I'm going to cut grooves in it for the shelves. That way, hopefully everything should line up. Big hopefully. I'm marking where each shelf will go here. And I forgot to account for the miter at the top, so I marked that on the other side and did it again. Oh yeah, I'm also going to use miters to hold the outside together. Alright, time to cut some grooves. Or dados? What's the difference? I don't really know. I'm doing a test cut to make sure the shelf will fit, which it looks like it does, and also to measure the distance the fence needs to be from where I want the grooves. Unfortunately, my longest straight edge was just short of the length I needed for the grooves, so I'll have to do it in 2 passes, at least until I realize it's too much work and I found something longer, even though it's way too big. Wow, done already? Just kidding, this took a really long time. The table saw might have been faster, but work with what you have, right? Time to cut the pieces out. I'm doing a test cut since I set my saw to 45 degrees. I wanted to make sure it was actually at 45 degrees because I don't trust the little gauge on the saw. All right, looks good. And also like the router, to measure the distance the fence needs to be from where I want to cut. All right, mistake time. I never adjusted the saw height and accidentally cut right through my piece and the plywood under it I was using as a work surface. I unfortunately need this and don't have any plywood to spare, so I'm gonna fix it real fast. All right, take 2. This time with the blade at the correct height. Awesome, now I just need to glue it up. To help keep things square, I cut out 2 shelves that are the right length. Oh yeah, and I'm gonna sand the insides before gluing it up too. All right, now to make the top. I was really happy with how well it fit. Slowing down to get measurements right really pays off. A quick sand for the inside surface, then I can glue it up. To help keep it in place, I clamped these pieces to the sides as well. I'm about out of glue, so I took off the top and I'm sticking my finger in to take out as much as I can. Just in case you're thinking this is how I normally do it, it isn't. And while that's drying, I cut out the shelves. I filmed it, but forgot to import the footage, so naturally it got deleted. It was boring stuff anyways, just a bunch of cutting these rectangles out, you get the idea. For support, I'm going to glue the bottom and middle shelves in place, but the rest I'll leave loose, again for more flexibility if I want to put something larger in here. Oh yeah, and I got more glue. Okay, time to admit something embarrassing. The shelves are too thin. I thought this was 1/2 inch plywood to match my 1/2 inch router bit I use for the grooves, and I never actually confirmed this, so there's a bit of wiggle room. However, this ended up being kind of a good thing because I didn't cut everything perfect. It left just enough wiggle room that some of the shelves still had to be forced into place. And all done. I'm going to keep the plastic trays in here for now, but in part 2, I'll make better replacements. So stay tuned for that.